Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. Just before I hand you over to Baz, who originally recorded this news, there has been a late breaking development on Friday evening. Flamingo have tweeted out that Everton have signed Charlie Alcaraz on loan for the rest of the season with an obligation for that deal to become permanent if certain goals have been met. Now, from the Everton end, let me just stress that this has been played down with Alan Myers coming out and reporting that it isn't done. Everton have an interest in the player, but it isn't done. So Flamengo have gone early with this. He's a 22-year-old midfielder. He's previously been in England with Southampton. Went on loan to Juventus, so there's a bit of pedigree there. He's a centre midfielder. He's got an eye for a goal. I think he's got a 1 in 3. Would be the right fit, I would say. Certainly coming in on loan, and the age for this season and next season, and obviously with Everton's squad as thin as it is, this is a player that would add something, maybe not in the short term because he hasn't played much in the last few months due to the Brazilian league being more of a summer league. But Everton look like they're interested in this player, and it would seem that it's so far down the line. The Flamengo, as I said, have reported that the deal has been done, but nothing from the Everton end yet. So got to keep our powder a little bit dry. But obviously there is something in this. And Everton would have obviously till Monday night to get this done, if it's possible to get it done. It is a loan, so again, not 100% sure where we stand in terms of how many loans we've got at the moment. And there's also been the mention of how many teams he's played for in the year. That's been mentioned as maybe a complication. The problem with deals getting announced early or getting announced ahead of time or being leaked is that you get this period where people then get angry because they thought the deal was done and it isn't done, and then people ask why isn't it being done, where Everton obviously as a club want this to be quiet and want this to go under the radar till it's done. And obviously the rumour has come from his club rather than any ITK on social media or anything. So we'll see what happens in the next 48 hours, or as I said, up till Monday. But Everton, obviously, you've got an interest in this player and hope this deal can be done sooner rather than later so they can get one in. We'll wait and see what happens with it. But as I said, 22-year-old midfielder, been in England before, so that's really good as well, that he's already got that experience of being in England, playing for Southampton. And we'll wait and see how it develops over the weekend. And hopefully not into Monday, but if it goes into Monday, obviously we'll give you all the updates on Monday afternoon or Monday night, depending on what happens as we wrap up transfer deadline day over on Toffee TV. So there you go. That is the breaking news tonight on Friday night. Back to Baz.
David Moyes has given his pre-match press conference ahead of Everton versus Leicester City at Goodison Park tomorrow. It's a big game for the Toffees. Can they beat Leicester and go 9 points ahead of them? It is a 6-pointer. The manager was asked about the confidence levels in the squad following another good victory at Brighton and Hove Albion last week.
Well, it's an incredible big blow to us because to lose 2 players, but the one thing that did come out of it is we took 3 points out of the game, which was the real positive, from the game. But the blow was to lose the 2 players for quite a long period by the looks of it. But we have to go on, that's what happens. Football clubs do get injuries and you have to find other ways of getting results and players stepping up and showing what they can do.
There you go. The manager did speak there about obviously the injuries to Orel Mangala and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He was asked about Mangala and whether he would return to Lyon or not following the injury. Obviously it's going to put him out for a while. He's done his ACL. This is what the manager had to say.
Stay with you.
I believe that Mangala will go back. I think we're waiting for the surgeon to clear it, and I think he'll be operated on in France, as far as I know. Dom isn't as bad. Dom doesn't need any surgery. He's been checked, so from that point of view, it's not a good injury, but it's maybe not quite as bad as we first feared when we got it. So from that point of view, we're hoping that might not be as long as maybe first expected.
So I hope that he will play again this season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Orrell will return to Lyon. Obviously, better news for Calvert-Lewin, that's good, but he's still going to be out for a while, and therefore that has put the pressure on the need for new faces to come in before Monday's 11 o'clock deadline. It hasn't been an active window, to be fair. Everton are still looking for players. The manager was asked whether he was hopeful of bringing in players before Monday's 11 o'clock deadline. This is what he had to say.
Well, that's it. It's really the question. I think that we probably may have to do that. We may have to take some players. No, but there again, you say, well, don't waste your money. So whatever you do could be right or wrong. Whatever you go, So it's easy when you're it's not easy when you're asking the questions. I don't mean that, but it's easy. Whatever we do, if it doesn't work, you should say, well, they shouldn't have done it. They should have done the other. But when you're sitting in the position, you have to make a decision of one of them. You have to try and. My feeling is that we need to bring in some players and we need to probably add something to the squad rather than not. So my aim is in the next 2-3 days, whatever we've got left, is to try and make sure that we bring something else in. I hope that it will have an impact in the team if possible.
There you go. Looks like it's going to be a nervous wait to see whether Everton can bring some players in before the deadline. We certainly need a couple of additions. Let's hope they can get a couple at least done. One player who might be back soon is Dwight McNeil. The manager has confirmed that the player has undergone minor surgery. Dwight himself posted on his Instagram account a picture of him in a hospital bed with the caption, "Back soon." David Moyes did say he'd seen him back at Finch Farm today, and hopefully he won't be out for too much longer. Everton need as many players available as possible. And a link today which sort of fits what Everton would be looking for. Don't know how good the link is, but it's a player who's been mentioned many times before with Everton, and it is Nigerian international Samuel Chukwueze, who plays for Milan. He's played 23 games this season for Milan and scored 4 times. He's had 42 caps for Nigeria overall and got 6 goals. He's very, very quick. A fee of around €23 million has been mentioned for Chukwueze. Whether Everton had bite at that, I don't know. Obviously, they wouldn't have 23 million to spend now, but they may have a down payment of 4 or 5 million, which is doable. Who knows? But that is the latest and strongest link to an incoming today. That is it for the News Daily. Make sure you check out Ped's Starting 11 video for Leicester. Check out the match preview as well. Like, subscribe, do all that, and have a fantastic weekend.